The diplomatic chamber aboard the Zetheran mothership hummed with tension. Ambassador Krelvar of the Dominion Council coiled his three-fingered hands together, his scales shimmering with barely concealed satisfaction. Across the crystalline table sat the human delegation, 5 adults in formal attire, their faces carefully neutral. "You understand our terms," Krelvar hissed, his translator converting his native tongue into flat, emotionless standard. "Humanity will cede the outer colonies. In return, we grant you our protection." The word dripped with condescension. Everyone in the chamber knew what it meant. Subjugation wrapped in diplomatic pleasantries. Captain Sarah Chen's jaw tightened, but she maintained her composure. "We need time to consider." "Time?" Krelvar interrupted, rising to his full height. His reptilian features twisted into what might have been amusement. "Perhaps a demonstration will help you understand the futility of resistance." He gestured toward the far end of the chamber, where massive doors began to slide open. A collective intake of breath came from the human delegation as something emerged from the darkness beyond. Syra was magnificent and terrifying in equal measure. The alien Serpent was easily 20 meters long, her scales shifting through colors that didn't exist in Earth's spectrum. Her head alone was the size of a ground transport, with eyes that gleamed with an intelligence both ancient and utterly alien. When she moved, the chamber floor trembled. "Behold Syra," Krelvar announced, "guardian of the Dominion, she who has crushed the will of 100 species. Your kind fear such creatures, do they not? We have studied your myths, dragons, serpents, monsters in the dark. This fear is universal among your people." The human delegates instinctively stepped back, all except one. Noah Trent shouldn't have been there at all. The 12-year-old was only aboard because his mother, Dr. Lisa Trent, served as the delegation's xenobiologist. He'd been waiting in an observation room, but curiosity, that most human of traits, had drawn him to peek through the partially open door. Now, as the adults retreated and Syra's massive form filled the chamber, Noah walked forward. "Noah!" His mother gasped, reaching for him, but he'd already slipped past. The boy's sneakers squeaked on the polished floor as he approached the creature that had cowed entire civilizations. Krelvar watched with smug anticipation, waiting for the child to break, to scream, to run. Instead, Noah stopped just meters from Syra's massive head and tilted his face upward. "Whoa," he breathed, eyes wide with wonder rather than fear. "You're beautiful." The chamber fell silent. Even Syra seemed to pause, her great head lowering slightly as if to examine this small creature who showed no terror. Noah's hand slowly rose, palm out, the universal gesture of peaceful greeting among humans. Can I touch you?" Krelvar's scales flushed purple with confusion. "Child, you do not understand. This is Syra the Destroyer, She's amazing," Noah interrupted, his voice filled with genuine awe. He looked back at the Dominion ambassador. "We have snakes on Earth too, you know. My friend Carlos has a ball python named Noodle, and we have these massive anacondas in our rainforests." He turned back to Syra. "But nothing like you. You're like a dragon and a constellation had a baby." Something changed in Syra's eyes. The ancient intelligence within focused entirely on the small human before her. Slowly, deliberately, she lowered her massive head until it rested on the floor, bringing one enormous eye level with Noah. The boy stepped closer, his hand finally making contact with her scales. "Your scales feel like warm glass," he said softly. "And they're changing colors. Are you communicating, or is it like a mood ring?" "Oh, do you understand me?" A sound emerged from Syra, a deep, resonant vibration that shook the air itself. The Dominion guards tensed, hands moving to weapons. But Dr. Trent, whose specialty was xenobiology, recognized it first. "She's purring," Lisa whispered, astonishment breaking through her maternal panic. Noah grinned, his hand now stroking the ridge above Syra's eye. "You're not scary at all, are you? You're just big. Really, really big. But that's okay. I bet everyone's always afraid of you, and that's probably lonely." Krelvar stumbled backward, his confidence evaporating. This is not possible. Every species shows proper fear. Every species understands what?" Captain Chen found her voice and something new entered her tone. Not fear, not submission, understanding. That you use Syra to intimidate others? That you've made her a weapon when she's clearly a sentient being? Noah continued his gentle exploration, now running his hand along Syra's jaw. The massive serpent's colors shifted to softer hues, blues and gentle purples. Her pupils, which had been narrow slits, had widened into almost circular pools. Humans aren't afraid of snakes because they're inherently evil, Dr. Trent said, moving to stand beside her son, her protective instinct warring with scientific fascination. We're cautious because we respect them, but we also keep them as companions. We study them. We're fascinated by them. And some of us think they're really, really cool, Noah added, now attempting to hug a portion of Syra's head that was larger than his entire body. Another rumble from Syra, deeper this time. Then something unprecedented happened. The great serpent began to move not in attack, but in a slow, careful circle around the boy. Her massive coils created a protective barrier, and she lowered her head again, this time gently nudging Noah with the equivalent of a chin, an affectionate gesture that transcended species. Krelvar's scales had gone pale. Syra returned to position. Syra, obey! The serpent didn't even look at him. Her entire attention remained focused on the small human who had seen past her fearsome appearance to the lonely, intelligent being beneath. Captain Chen straightened her uniform, and when she spoke, her voice carried the weight of Earth's entire fleet. Ambassador Krelvar, I believe we need to renegotiate your terms, and perhaps discuss the ethics of using sentient beings as instruments of fear. Noah looked up from where he was now sitting cross-legged beside Syra's head, the serpent's eye watching him with something remarkably like contentment. Can Syra come visit Earth? I bet she'd love the ocean. And I want to introduce her to Noodle. And maybe, one thing at a time, sweetie, his mother said, though she was smiling now, understanding blooming in her scientist's mind. But yes, I think Syra would very much like to see Earth. The great serpent's colors shifted again, bright warm golds and greens. If her species could smile, she would have been beaming. Krelvar looked between the human delegation and his supposed instrument of terror, now reduced to something resembling an oversized, affectionate pet. For the first time in Dominion history, their ultimate weapon had found something more powerful than fear. It had found a friend. And in that moment, as a human child laughed and played with a creature designed to inspire terror, the balance of galactic power shifted, not through violence or threat, but through the uniquely human ability to see potential friends in the most unexpected places. After all, humanity had domesticated wolves into dogs, befriended horses, and kept snakes as beloved companions. Why should an alien serpent be any different?